I have lived a forced life, and it was built on a false foundation. And here are the things that I have learned. The reason why you are repeating the same day, the same month, the same years, the same feelings, the same thoughts, and therefore the same reality is because you are in a state of either denial or you are resisting grief. In order to move forward in your life, there is a truth that you are not facing. How this looked like in my life was I was not able to move forward in my life because I was in a perpetual state of denial, confusion, but at the same time, I also had a really big emotional block towards my childhood. What I was denying, what I was so scared to look at was my childhood, how abusive it was being raised by narcissistic parents. It was not only by looking at the truth of what that meant and the impact that it had on me, then I knew how to proceed forward in order to build my new reality. Number two, the life that you want, the life that you desire, the life that you deserve will not come into fruition if you are clinging on to your old one. And why would you be clinging to your old one? Because you are not facing the truth. So, what parts of your reality or even your past are you resisting? What parts of yourself do you not want to let go? When you face the truth, you give yourself permission to grieve what cannot be, what could have been, and what is not, so you can allow what is true and, most importantly, what is you. Number three, you will be stripped of everything. This can be friends, family, job, finances, resources, anything that gave you the illusion of safety cannot remain. How this looked in my life is that I lost all my friends. I had no resources. I had hit rock bottom. I was living with my parents. I had no purpose. And I even went into a state of depression. Now, one of the reasons this happens is because, again, the illusion of safety. A lot of what I had tied my safety to was to other people, was to external things, external forces, wealth, achievement, relationships, even my codependence towards my abusive parents. It was so important. It was so important that the next chapter of my life required true safety within me and within the divine, within God. That is the reason why you will be stripped away from you. So you can understand that your safety doesn't come from anything external and everything that is internal, that is within, which is the God within you and yourself. This is where you build a new foundation. This is where you restore your faith. Number four, nothing, and I mean nothing, that is touched by fear, survival, confusion, or distortion will ever come into reality. So, is there a situation in your life where you have tried to get yourself out of whether it's making more money, or a new job, a relationship, getting a new house, and you realize that you keep on approaching it from the same place, from fearful state, from lack, from survival. And now that is your old self. That now the reason why it will not come into fruition, because now the universe is pushing you to not to outthink your problems, but to upgrade your frequency to fix your problems. The same thinking that resulted in your problems will not be the same thinking that will get you out of them. So, what happens here at this point when you are faced with an insane and a tremendous amount of rejection? And I mean a tremendous amount. And for me, that looked like jobs. I thought that my way to abundance was through a job. I had been applying for 3 years and nothing came into fruition until I surrendered. If it's touched by fear, if it's touched by distortion, if it's touched by survival, it will not come through. What is happening here is that the universe is asking you to upgrade your frequency. By upgrading your frequency, you think new thoughts, you feel new feelings, and therefore you attract a new reality. reality. If you have experienced any of these four signs in your life, please comment it down below and just say resonate. I want people to know that they are not alone in their journeys. You were never meant to build a life based on a facade, based on another person's image onto your life. Your life was supposed to be built on truth, not by distorted amounts of trauma of somebody else's reality, but your own. To be the creator of your own, we have to recognize what is not ours, be willing to let go of the old so we can bring in the new.